Welcome back. We're now joined by the Republican senator from the great state of Montana, Steve Daines. Senator, I'm obviously here in Lviv. You are a member of the Energy and Resources Committee. But first, before we talk about energy, and I want to talk about the historic release of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, but your thoughts on where we stand right now, 38 days into this war.
Well, just 2 weeks ago today, I was standing on the border in Poland, just a couple miles from Ukraine. We saw firsthand what was going on with the refugee crisis. We, of course, met with the 82nd Airborne who are there. The bottom line is this humanitarian crisis is not going to end until Ukraine wins this war. We need to do everything we can to provide lethal aid to the Ukrainians as fast as possible to get it in their hands and let them win this war. Frankly, we've been underwhelmed by the way the Russians are fighting. They've got significant issues on command and control on the battlefield. That's why the Ukrainians are taking out so many of these Russian generals. Our military has been training the Ukrainians, of course, over the years, anticipating this conflict might happen. And those Ukrainians are doing an amazing job fighting the Russians, and it's good to see the Russians on their heels. Now is the time to lean in and make sure they've got all the lethal aid they need to win this war.
Senator, your colleague, Representative Houlihan, on the other side of the aisle, was calling for perhaps more to be done, to be thinking about this in a long-term possible scenario. And in the incredible interview that Bret Baier conducted with President Zelensky, he had a simple message. He said, give us missiles, give us planes. We want a simple peace. Why do you believe the administration isn't on the same page as you and your colleague, Representative Houlihan, and President Zelensky?
Well, they need to get on that same page. The Ukrainians came from Kyiv and met with us. We had 10 U.S. senators, bipartisan there, just miles away from the Ukraine border in Poland 2 weeks ago. They had a very clear message. They said, give us the planes, give us the lethal aid, give us what we need to win this war. They were very critical of Secretary Blinken and President Biden when they first green-lighted those MiG-29s from Poland and then walked it back. That sent the wrong message to the NATO allies, to the Ukrainians, and it sent a message to the Russians that we have a president that's waffling. President Biden does not have moral clarity on this war and how important it is to give the Ukrainians what they need to win it.
Senator, your thoughts on the historic release of oil reserves from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. You've been critical of it. Why?
Well, President Biden tapping into the oil reserves while at the same time refusing to unleash Made in America energy is like the captain of the Titanic offering discounts on dinner while the ship is sinking. Remember, those petroleum reserves are designed to protect our national security, not Biden's sinking polling numbers. So this is a political move because the Democrats and the Biden are desperate because the American people are seeing right through it. They know the right answer is to unleash American energy and not doing what Biden has done, killing the Keystone Pipeline, stopping oil and gas leases, appointing these woke judges and regulatory officials who are anti-Made in America energy. That's got to stop. The American people see through it. This is a desperate attempt by President Biden to reverse what's going on right now at the gas pump and his failing polling numbers.
Senator Steve Daines from the great state of Montana. Senator, thank you for taking time today, sir.